Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Deus Ex, and to the Hong Kong markets, where things are interesting and stuff. Hi. Hello, cat. Hello, doggo. And I do not remember all of the different places to go and see in this. I'm wondering if there's a way to go up there or not. Doesn't look like it now. Cool.
Many fine restaurants buy their meats from me. Have you visited the Lucky Money, for instance? It's below the market in the mall.
Cool. Thanks for the note.
Be careful.
Screw you. Watch where you're going.
That's a way to have a style going on for sure. Hi.
Hand-painted china, very authentic.
Things getting spacey up in here. The music is very nice. I like it too. It's my top two songs for sure. It's this one and the one in the UNATCO HQ when we get out of there.
Too. Everybody in Wan Chai Market.
I have made other arrangements.
I never fall asleep. I am one of the best watchmen.
Let alone. I don't work with the boys.
This is a bad market. Lots of bad people.
Go.
Hi.
Go away.
Why?
News of trial wars. Red Arrow versus Luminous Path.
Okay, what do you think of them?
What do you think of the Luminous Path Triad?
Cowards, soon to be gone. They have to steal weapons because they have lost the traditional arts.
What kind of weapons?
They murdered the Red Arrow leader to get the sword he invented.
How do you invent a sword?
It uses modern technology. I pay the Red Arrow even though the Luminous Path compound is 50 meters away.
Maybe the Luminous Path doesn't need to, like, be mobsters about
Many
it.
publication. What's your interest?
Talk about the Red Arrow then.
What do you think of the Red Arrow Triad?
They will control all of Wan Chai in a few weeks.
You sound certain.
The fighting is not going well for the Luminous Path.
Okay. Cool.
2.
Yes, a little something to brighten up the lab.
VersaLife?
How can you tell? Is my hair turning blue?
VersaLife has done much to revitalize the community.
Well, they're always hiring. I guess that's something.
I will wrap them up.
No, I can manage.
Very good. Thank you.
Hi.
Such a quaint little market.
I'm sure.
I just love Mrs. Hang.
Please, look around.
Let's look around. Flower, flower, flower. Cool flower. Friendly robot, at least until I cause an alarm, which would then make it a little different, but... Yeah, that's the police station, I think, so... Okey-dokey.
You're next to the compound Paul used to visit, but I don't know who it belongs to. I think I'm clear now. Good thing the NSA invested in stealth technology.
If you say so. There's a lot of stuff in the Hong Kong's places to explore, and I don't remember all of it, not even close. Like, somewhere in here there's Jock's apartment, but I always, like, I've been there, but I always forget how you get there. It's a little complicated, I think. Hi.
唔該借過。
唔該借個。
嗰間廟係廣昌道。你識唔識講廣東話？嗰間廟係廣昌道。你識唔識講廣東話？嗰間廟係廣昌道。嗰間廟係廣昌道。
I feel like I at some point translated what the umgoi jigo means, but I super don't remember anymore. Oh, cool. Very John Woo pigeons, it seems.
Yao Hak. Many other Buddhas in Hong Kong.
Oh, good.
I am keeping an eye on you.
Cool. I'm keeping an eye on the doves, really.
I am not posing for any more photos today.
Aw,
I am not posing for any more photos today.
fair enough.
She said no.
Impossible.
She said she has made other arrangements.
The Red Arrow?
She was very rude.
You know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Don't waste any time.
I can tell them you're a spy and they will kill you.
They can try.
I know the dragon head.
Cool.
My brother's name is Paul Denton. I heard that he was a frequent visitor to this compound. Do you know him?
The Rumonos path is closed to Guilos.
Paul is no friend of the West.
My name is Gordon Quick. I know your brother, but you are not him. They say you are loyal to Unatco.
I was, before Paul showed up in New York. A day later, I was helping the NSF.
You want me to take your word? You are in Hong Kong now, and we are businessmen. Paul earned our trust by working with us.
I don't have time for games.
No games. We would like another ally like Paul. The Triads are at war, thanks to a woman named Maggie Chow. A sword was stolen from the Red Arrow Triad, and Miss Chow started the war by blaming us, the Romanus Path.
Why is one sword so important?
It is an extraordinary sword called the Dragon's Tooth. Nanotechnology developed by the Red Arrows for Morida before he was murdered. We know that Chow is a Raya, but we have no proof.
I'll go speak to her. But first I need to find a man called Tracer Tong. I need his help.
Mr. Tong deals with businessmen, not beggars or strangers who might be spies. Chow lives at 1313 Tonochi Road. Be observant. Find and examine that sword. It is the evidence we need.
I'll help you against Miss Chow, but then I'll need to see Tong or I won't be your ally for more than about 12 hours.
Cool.
Perhaps a present for your girlfriend?
Give that back. Hey,
There you go, the kid stole something. I don't remember if these people like if I just, like, hack an ATM. Like a boss. Let's see. Maybe if I crouch while I do it. He doesn't realize. I have no idea. It shouldn't... I don't know. It's been a long time. Cool.
You have not washed your hands.
Who you looking at? Take a hike.
I'm trying to remember all the nooks and crannies, you know. Again, I'm not a super expert on the in the Hong Kong places. Yay, Canal Road. Woo! Explore. Yay. Or not. Okay. Game super crashed. Cool. Try again. When was my last save? Oh, right, in the... Cool. It's actually close. Okay, I would have
Please, look around.
I would have to imagine it's not a... persistent issue. I need to check the old China land as well, if I can go there, but thing at a time, right? Okay, try again. Yeah, cool. Because I've had that crash happen once before, so was not too worried. Hi. Cool. Does anyone have popcorn? So.
Stay out of business.
Stay out of business. Cool. So they all have swords, and I don't need one.
Do not judge what you do not understand.
I'm just observing. Triad war going on. I do, but they'll all be dead before it finishes popping. Ah! True. Hello.
Nothing to see here.
I'm sure it's fine. You don't mind if I just, like, loot the bodies while you, like, you know... Hi. Gas grenade. Cool. Exploration bonus. I get a bonus for literally just, like, crashing a crime scene. Like, hi. 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 I'm wondering if I can just, like... Yeah, I don't think I can get past these trucks at this point, so... But hey, got a lockpick, so, and some skill points, so... Do you mind if I just like... There we go. Cool. Let's do this. Okie dokie. So, good thing to... Oh! I'm full of lockpicks, though. So... It's good to stay calm in the face of a triad war. What? I don't remember hearing those noises before. Like, ever. Weird. Old China Land! If that's an L, Old China Hand? Why? Hand. Why Old China Hand? I don't... Why would you name your place Old China Hand? How does... Why? Wait. So... Right. Okay. Hi.
I was walking here.
Were you born in New York? Because you act like a stereotypical one of them, I hear. Don't have any personal experience though, so. Right. So, if one would want to swim in the canal, this is a place to do that in. And I actually feel like we might, so... Let's make a hard save for a change, and it's very deep. Swim in the canal sounds like a euphemism for being murdered. True, but it's an actual thing, I promise. Rebreather, I'll take at least... I can't carry 2, so I actually could probably just, like, stash one of them instead. Oh, it's still a thing, though, even if it... Oh, okay. Right, so... But I was basically running out of oxygen anyway, so... Well, there's a bit of air there, true. Cool. Boom. Yay for a nice little midnight swim in the canal. Not sure if there's anything else I can immediately find here, but I just want to be sure I'm exploring correctly. It's not that big of a place, if I remember correctly. Then there's a bunch of like stairs to check, but I do remember I can probably punch those little boats and destroy them that way if I want to, but... That is neither here nor there. So, I do remember there was one more tunnel somewhere. Okay. That's an interesting thing. Aren't we glad we never invested in swimming? It's fine. One of these boats actually is a thing I'm actually interested in, I think, so... I forget which one, but it'll become clear in a minute. It's the one that I can actually, like, reasonably climb into, basically. Do not remember. It looks like it's this one. Righty, need to head off to sleep, lecture in the morning. Good luck. Ooh, cool. Hey, have a good lecture in the morning and have excellent sleeps. Thanks for stopping by. All the positive stuff, great dreams, excellent stuff and things, and take care and stay safe and all that good stuff. Yes. And cool things. Okay, let's save the game here, because I think the dog is fine, yeah. So, is... da 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 da. Right. Hi. Hi. Oh, there you are. I might want all of your stuff.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Slow night?
Not at all. Everyone requires sampan now that the Triads destroyed Canal Road Tunnel.
Why'd they do that?
Fighting in the tunnels, sir. 5 nights ago, now it is caved in and flooded.
That must have hurt the shops in Wanchai.
People have died. Yesterday, 4 Europeans arrived, treasure hunters. They are here to dive in the ruins and loot the bodies.
Must be the year of the vulture.
It is an ugly business, but a profitable one. They have given me a commission if I can sell the weapon mods they have already recovered. I have modifications for accuracy, reload, and recoil for 750, 600, and 400.
Here's 400 for the recoil mod.
Very good.
I think I'll take all of them, so...
Ready to buy?
The reload one is the one I probably
mod for
need the
750.
least, but
Very good.
let's see. What would I need a reload mod for? The voice actress is extremely enthusiastic. True. It's having a decent day, it seems. Okay, as I've mentioned, the base accuracy is of the sniper rifle is high enough that it'll eventually just max out with my skill points anyway. So I gotta be careful with that. So with that in mind, the mini crossbow might be the one that I need the most of the accuracy in. Cool. And recoil is always into the buckshot, basically, because the assault shotgun, because I keep using it, basically. So reload mod, though. My clip size is 12 rounds in the buckshot. Like, yeah, it has a purpose to have a yeah, sure.
Ready to buy?
Yeah, give me
600 for a reload mod. Deal.
Very good.
Thanks. So yeah. Wait, can the Gep gun have a... It could! It says reload time 2 seconds. I would... It feels like it's a lot longer, though. Like, for the purposes of just science, right? One, 2, 3.5. That's not 2 seconds. That has not seen 2 seconds. Like, the tranquilizer darts is 2 seconds, and that's this much. That's faster, for sure. I'm not quite like what. Okay, for science, let's see if we feel a difference here. So That's the normal one. If we add a reload mod, right? I don't know, maybe. It's hard to say. But nonetheless, that's still the one I actually use the reload mods in if it works. So, because all the other ones I currently have have large enough clips that they should manage. Cool. I thought I remembered, yeah. Haha. Clever. We have found a secret. I don't want to explode the spot because there's NPCs around, so. Money! And electricity thing. Cool. That's a really, like, you would need to... And I promise, I found that on my own. I've been exploring Hong Kong for a lot in my teenage years. In the game. So, I just knew that the paper lantern opens that, and it was blocked by a cardboard box. But again, because I haven't checked them from the internet, I'm probably missing an exactly equal amount of secrets. So. Okay. Cool. So... Okay. The thing is, I feel like I can dive into the flooded canal, but I'm having trouble remembering where exactly it is. So let's investigate a little more. With any luck, I'll actually find it still. I think there's some of those armored dog things in there, but it should be fine. Oh, right, there's this place. I do not remember. Biocell multi-tool and a 40, cool. Exploration bonus. Hi. I super actually need that. Okay, hi.
Not much activity down here.
Activity? What kind of activity?
Anything. The canal's dead.
They've added a section for nighttime. Nevertheless, there's traffic, even when you don't see it.
You mean heroin?
Illegal products, of course, but you find everything in the canal. Things that have been lost. Things people want to forget. Last month, he was the leader of the Red Arrow. He was floating near my house.
You saw the body?
My name is in the paper. I saw the cut across his neck. They are right. It was cauterized.
It was what?
Cauterized. The scientific terminology. Someone cut him, but it was a weapon that cannot be explained with the current technology.
What else do you find? Do you sell it?
Are you? Are you a tourist?
Just curious. I hear the Triads control all of the smuggling in Hong Kong.
Yes, the Triads do it. I am the simple merchant. I receive only fruits and vegetables.
By sampan? But you said...
Yes, fresh, from my grocery store in the market.
Right. I will have to stop by and take a look sometime.
My store is now open in the evening.
Boo! I'm not sure I've even been here, at least in many times, so... Cool place. Okay. So this is a door right outside here. I would imagine it just closes up then, but I can just... it's easier to explore the canal if I go back in the water from here, though. So I have a better understanding of, like, where I am. Okay. Man, if I could only remember the exact specifics of where the flooded canal was. But, you know, I'm sure we will learn in time. Yeah, so that's the big tunnel in between. Okay. Yeah. The floor is slippery. That's, yeah. I remember this place. Vaguely. I think there's a... Yeah. I need to remember the exact specifics of what this does, but I think these lead somewhere. I do not know how the reflections work. That is not my expertise. I think Catastros said that they just need to render the same thing twice, but I have no idea. Surely... I think I found the thing I was looking for, so that's good. What's bad is I don't really have a lot of good, I think the dart gun might work underwater. Maybe. I think the others don't, though. I'm not sure about the dart gun either. For science, let's check, right? So, nope. 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 Yep, this would work, though. Do I lack sufficient DACA? I am so out of what you're saying that I'm not even sure what that means, so let's say yes. Okay, so... Aqualung, flashlight, go. There's gonna be some doggos in here, I think, so... Let's be careful. Hi, dog. Oh. It's fine. There. One doggo down. And then we need to reassess our life for a little bit. It's fine. We did what we could, man. Daka is the sound the gun make. Ah, that's a... I've probably heard that in some place or seen in comic or something maybe, but I do not have the oh, let's maybe not. Let's first put the aqualung and such on, right? And then go. We can probably do without the flashlight though. It's quite light in here anyway. Okay, I think there is somewhere a second because it's been a long time since I've explored this Warhammer. Warhammer is not something I know anything about. I own a Warhammer and that's really it. Oh, hi. 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 I haven't even heard the memes. Because for some reason Warhammer never... I don't know. Like, it's... I'm like searching for good words here. Like, it's... I'm looking for a good way to put this. Like, does it make sense that I'm not saying it's actually like this, right? But if we upgrade AUG, that's super worth it though. For sure this one. Or let's put it 3 and 3 because I actually need both of these because this is the exploration thing, right? So cool. I do need to put some electricity here though. It's been an extremely long time since I've explored the canal like this. Like I've done this like at some point, yeah, but usually I've not bothered with the armor dogs underwater. Okay, come on. There we are. Like my reasons why I never got into Warhammer might be a little superficial, right? But so, or like never really found that super interesting because, like, imagine, right? If you've grown up seeing things like Lord of the Rings and reading about it and Hobbits and you know, high fantasy of a lot of concept, right? A lot of writing going on, lots of like nuance in different things, and like it's this sort of the kind of high fantasy that makes you feel that the fantasy itself is more like a spiritual, mental, like poetic thing, even maybe, right? And then you see like this Warhammer fantasy of big sword, big machine gun, big space marine, and killing orcs, and it's like, it seems like it's a little juvenile on like a visual surface level after you've come from like high fantasy and then like. I think I can live. Yeah. And like I've played the Warhammer 40k Space Marine game. It was good. It was a decent Gears of War-ish thing, but it didn't make any. It didn't help with my understanding of how like the world works. It's like everything is only war, and I'm like, surely not. Like, you know, everything. Like, you know, like it's like do people not like go into a break room for a little bit of I don't know. It's I don't get it. War is in the name. Well, yeah, but it's what I mean. Like it's like how can I put this? Like it seems like odd writing to have like there is only war. I'm like, well, so, but so if like someone goes to take a shit, is that also war? If there is only war, like do people like not read a newspaper? It's only war. Like every interaction is war. It doesn't sound like a. It lacks nuance, if you will. I'm like, it just doesn't speak to me. I don't get it. It's just I'm like I'm just like exploring here. Because I want to check what's in places. Oh, I didn't save. I'll need to fight them again. That's fine. Anyway. But there's a sense that I don't quite get, like, but again, the thing is, I don't know anything about Warhammer, right? So it's more like a thing of, it's like a surface level first impressions thing is what I'm talking about here, basically. So. Come on. Hi. Come on. Cool, but yeah, I think there's nothing on the other side. Then I would be rather surprised if there was. I kind of see it as almost a parody levels of over-the-top bellicose extremity. Like yeah, I get that it's almost parody levels of like testosterone and shooty bang bang and then slashy bang bang and then we fight and then we fight more and some such. But again, I don't know Warhammer. The point is, that's the outlook it gives, is the point. Like, again, if you love Warhammer, awesome, great, that's not my point. My point is why I haven't gotten into it, because how the, like, surface level first impression doesn't speak to me, and Space Marine didn't help. Like, yeah, it just, as I said, it lacks nuance. I would imagine it would have to be convoluted because Warhammer has been around forever, and like people wouldn't surely get into like building the figurines and such if the lore wasn't really like long and big. Much like how, let's say, if people play Magic the Gathering, right? Like it is a card game. It has cards. You play cards. But it has a story lore behind it, just spanning from 1993 all the time. It's just like no one in their right mind knows what that story is, but it's there. So there is, for the people who are into it, there's a super lots of story and lore for sure. I know like a couple of things about the stories of Magic, but like two. Like I think I remember vaguely how Lillian, the black color mage lady was created, sort of, kind of, or became what she was, more or less, maybe. And I remember at some point Garruk was like corrupted or something. It's cool. But since we're on the subject of like weird stuff, it's okay. Like, and again, not like is a strong word. It's just I never found it interesting. I don't know enough about Warhammer to like or not like it. Sure, I played through Space Marine. Sure, but Space Marine might be a bad example, because it's just like Space Marine is, you are a Space Marine, you kill orcs, insert 8 hours of killing orcs, and then it's over. I'm like, cool. Oh, and you probably killed some other enemies as well, but it's also okay to be indifferent, yes. But it is still a notion that I never got into it. Like, it doesn't speak to me, but I don't have enough of an opinion to like or not like. So, yeah, cool. But speaking of, and indeed, because as I mentioned, that the sort of outlook, just can we appreciate for a hot minute how difficult it is to find the sunken canal, right? You need to find this random cold cabinet place, right? Cold storage. Then climb on top of this structure here, go into the air vents, and somehow that leads you into the sunken canals where you can find the stuff. And it's super optional. You don't worship it, therefore you must hate it. I'm logical. Yes, that's exactly right. So which way was the one I came from? I think this might be the other way. Yeah. Soy food, stuff, combat knife, stuff. Cool. But speaking of like why I don't get into it, it's also an interesting thought experiment to think like, because so as I may have mentioned somewhere in between the
Paul Denton, I have the blueprints. I must warn you, Oh.
Hi.
Warn me about what?
I have made a mistake.
Paul's my brother. What's the problem?
No, I have made a mistake.
I'll return to that thought, I promise.
No, I am sorry. I must say nothing. They would kill me.
Come on.
You can trust me. I really am Paul's brother. You said something about blueprints.
No, I do not know you. Maybe you work for VersaLife.
VersaLife. Good. We're getting closer. You might as well tell me the rest. If I'm gonna kill you, you're already dead.
You paid me, okay? I only did it for the money. I have the blueprints of the VersaLife building, 2,000 credits. And I have the other things he wanted. The Scrambler grenade for $12.50 and the thermoptic camo for $4,000.
What did Paul want with VersaLife?
All he said was not to get caught and to tell nobody what I did.
So the VersaLife blueprints is not a bad thing if you like are playing for the first time and want to have help just looking at the place. That's not a terrible deal, probably. But like $12.50 for one scrambler grenade. That's the second time it's been that high. Like let's just like keep in mind what it does here. So the scrambler grenade like confuses robots like to attack basically anyone or each other for it. Yeah, one robot or like a cluster of them maybe, but still like a really close one. But I can't think of any close clusters like that. So one robot once, you know. Whereas and like 4,000 thermoptic camo is like an invisibility for 20 seconds, 25. And then compare that to like any weapon mod, which is like anything from 400 to 750, and it's a permanent bonus to your weapon. Like how I don't understand any of these prices. It just makes no sense. Like that, and they ask for like all of my money. I'm like, no.
I'll check back with you.
Cool. Seems odd for sure. It's some of the things are not as valued as they should be, and vice versa. I think, or at least some of the more expensive stuff is just like, wait, why would I? Does not compute. But yeah, returning to the I promised I would remember what I was talking about. Returning to the point of the when I was like the Warhammer and such, like when I mentioned that they do give, like it's a, I don't mean it as like a derogatory, like this is bad sense, right? But they do give the first impression seems, and forgive the word, but it's I'm going to a point which interests me. That they seem on the first impression juvenile. And again, it might be weird to say juvenile for like a stuff that, well, yeah, but we do still like stuff with our elves and dwarves and such. But it's, I don't know. It's just because it's the first impression seems to lack depth and nuance, right? And then it looks like just and it then looks like you know, the like it comes across on its first go like juvenile testosterone, like armor weapons, fight war herder. It's I realize there's a lot of stuff beyond that, but the point is it comes across on its face like that, right? And I'm wondering, because I'm not particularly attached to Warhammer, so you're not offending me, and I hope I'm not offending anyone, because I intend to put this stuff on YouTube as well, because it's a playthrough, right? And I'm just having these
50.
75.
Both 75.
WO Globe. Original 1 kilo bricks. Pure. 90 for both.
Hey, you!
Hey, me.
Who's that?
You made a big mistake, homeboy.
Did I? No one is Clank. There is no such thing as an average person. Everyone has stuff. Like, in the same way how if you make it into a fighter plane, the average cockpit size and the average seat, it's gonna be just uncomfortable for everyone. So there's no average person as such, I feel confident in saying. But that's probably like no one has 2.5 kids. Yes, exactly. Like no one in their right mind at least has that number. So really nothing. Press X to doubt. But yeah, you mentioned you liked My Little Pony. Friendship is it matters. So I don't mind liking juvenile things. Half kid would be, yeah. I don't want to think about it too hard. But basically, I don't necessarily even mean juvenile in that sort of a sense. Maybe the word for juvenile, I'm sort of trying to use it in the sense of, like, okay. I'm trying to use the word juvenile in the sense of, like, you know, a boy juvenile. Like, hey, let's not think too hard and just like, ooh, guns, ooh, sword, ooh, fight, ooh, that sort of juvenile, right? And again, not trying to, I'm getting to a point here, right? And I find that reaction in me interesting, because here comes the bridge into the point I'm trying to think about, because this is where it might, you know, get odd. But I realized just now when I was thinking about Warhammer, I think the reason or like the instinctive reaction to that from the juvenile standpoint, or with the juvenile standpoint idea, comes from largely the same place. Why? And again, there is nothing wrong in liking the stuff I'm about to mention. That's not the point, okay? But I also am super meh on anything that involves mechs. With the exception of maybe Neon Genesis Evangelion, because it gets weird. But and I haven't seen enough of it to say.
Not advisable for
But
tourists to visit the canals at night.
But the base concept of get in mech, walk around in mech, and then shoot stuff, it tickles the same meh bone in me. It feels juvenile in a way I find, like, odd, if you will. Like, I'm having trouble, like, fully voicing what I'm trying to say here. Nothing wrong in liking mechs, if you love them, and many in the Longship do, so go for it. But I can't get into them. I look at a mech and I'm so checked out. It's like, because it's sort of, my instinctive reaction to it was like, it feels like boys playing with toys in a way that's not still trying to simulate really anything, you know? Is it like, ooh, guns, ooh, boom, boom, guns, ooh, but not not in like an actual simulate combat sort of a way. Because I feel like it makes more sense to me to, like, if you want to simulate combat, then why not have actual real-life machine simulations, like tanks, battleships, airplanes, that actually are machines of warfare in the real world, right? And it strikes me as very, in many ways, not feasible to have like a bipedal mech to have as a combat thing, right? So it strikes me as this I'm really like learning this as I'm trying to say this now, but it strikes me as actual combat is awful, yes, but but the thing is, there's many of the mech games, like say Armored Core or that really mediocre one we played on the Longship some time ago with a lot of like stealth elements and such. They try to be very war story saga. Like, they are not trying to be silly, right? Like, they're just trying to be World of Tanks but with mechs instead, basically. Like in a way, a serious war fighty, but just with these bipedal mech things, right? And it strikes me as like this weird way of like, hey, it's less like Call of Duty in the sense that it's not realistic, but it's still trying to be a very in its own way, they're trying to be serious still. Be it Armored Core, I think, or be it, say, Chrome Hounds or Armored Core, or I can't remember the name of the mediocre one with the sneaky elements and you were on foot a lot. Came out, I think, last year. The Longship played it. We had to play it without the sound because the alerts were so bad with the enemy getting closer or something. There's an element of fantasy in most of them, yes. But how can I put this? They're war stories in the way that Metal Gear Solid is war stories. But they have basically mechs too, but that's what I'm trying to like get at, right? And I find it somehow odd that since real life conflict is such a terrible thing, right? And then it rubs me weirdly to sort of, I don't know. Like, maybe it just feels juvenile to me to not then have the actual guns and do the shooty bang bang or machines with them. I don't know why, but it's just, the meh is so... Again, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to like put down people who like it. That's not my point. I'm trying to like explore why I find it so instinctively ugh, and I just don't care, and I don't feel like, you know, watching it even usually. But again, I'm trying to understand why. It is not about like putting people down for liking this stuff, okay? But I'm trying to understand why I feel that way. Like, is it just the fact that I feel it feels juvenile in a way that I find like it just doesn't. I find it somehow like just not some. It's such a 9-year-old boy plays war to me, like plays war with a big toy, that it just doesn't have. Was I ever interested in like big machinery like dump trucks or sure, yeah, both like as a kid, and why not even as a big man too. But it's not the fact that they are big, it's the fact that they are like I might have hit the nail here. Give me. I'm trying to voice the idea here. So, okay, what would be a good like toy to? Give me a minute. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Think of a toy that's
I bet
very.
you come from the market. That's where I want to go.
Cool.
My mother said there's too much fighting. I have to stay here.
Cool. Cool.
Welcome to Queen's Tower.
So, okay. So imagine, right? Imagine I just thought of imagine a plastic sort of a machine gun toy, right? That one would enjoy as an 8-year-old kid, right? It's colored in like Mattel colors, right? In like bright green and bright pink and bright yellow, a combination of all that stuff, right? And you pull the trigger and it makes a noise like, and you were super like, it's a fun thing. I'm 8. It's and then and keep in mind all the childish colors Mattel stuff going on around that toy machine gun, right? And then you try to keep that toy machine gun and put it into a serious surrounding and try to have a story and be serious about it, or have a serious war with them as a scenario. And it's so jarring to me that I'm just like, I'm out. Like, you're inserting these child toys into an otherwise trying to usually be sort of serious story about stuff, or a serious war, like a scenario-ish about stuff, and you're just inserting this toy for 8-year-olds in there because for the sake of being there. That's the problem, and I can't get over that hump. It seems extremely dissonant, and it also seems like self-indulgent for the sake of being self-indulgent to have that 8-year-old boy's toy in that context, and it then wants to be there so bad that it, for me, sort of just ruins the entire context around it, because I can't take any of it seriously. And I'm also not interested in the concept itself, because I sort of grew out of wanting to see that at some point. So that's the 1-2 punch. It kills the context, and I grew out of wanting to see big robot fight after I was like 9. That's the problem. That's why I can't get into it. Again, that I know that sounds nasty, but that's not the point. If you love it, awesome. Have your funs. Excellent, good stuffs and things. But that's why I can't get in there. I look at it like, nah, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, I've played a couple of mech games, can't get into them. I'm like, nope, don't care about this. True, I don't care about war games either, but the mech doesn't help. I can promise that much. It's not even the story alone. It's either the story or the idea it's trying to look so serious otherwise. Like they're trying to look like walking army tanks, basically. Like they're trying to look like, you know, believably militaristic in most of those things. That's actually why it's actually easier for me if they are like actually then colorful like toys would be, almost, because then they at least embrace what they are. And that's one more thing I think that just hits, just rubs me weirdly, that that if they're trying to look like seriously militaristic, I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, you are a toy. You be an Optimus Prime with the blue and the whites and the stuff if you're a toy. This is that's you're not fooling anyone with the army camo sort of look, if that makes sense. Like, it's just I don't. There's something instinctive that I'm tapping into that I just can't get. I don't. Yeah, I may have a couple of guesses on who you're talking about, and I can absolutely appreciate that. That if someone actually then colors them in the most fluorescent stuff, that's actually helps because then it looks more like what it is, you know. So that's good. But the point is, I'm also wondering if I just. I don't know. Like, do I want like military stuff to be serious? Because then it's sort of, it's almost a but that goes to a different rabbit hole. I don't know. It might not be a thing in that.
I'm looking for Maggie Chow.
I don't know.
You must be Mr. Denton. Miss Chow has been expecting you. She is waiting in the living room. Please follow me.
As Creostix goes on a tangent about just from war. I'm on a talkative mood. Explore all the rabbit holes. Like, I may have grown up in a country where like military is serious stuff, you know. Like we have Russia like in the east there, and it's like military is something that's kind of like, if you're gonna represent that stuff, then no, I don't think that's it though. No, that doesn't feel. There's like I'm under the right category, but I'm sort of phrasing it wrong. Maybe a better way to put it is that game. maybe a better way to put it is like maybe that's like it's like when a mech, as in again the toy in this allegory, right, is trying to push itself into being like an actual military thing in many ways, which I find many of the mech games kind of try to do. Like they are literally like they are trying to do like war stories in war-torn places with like tanks here and these soldiers here, and then they have mech just turns around, shoots stuff in this East European city, and I'm like, but like they're just like when it's trying to be an actual militaristic thing, a military thing, it's sort of it's coating a seriously messed up thing into a toy that both is not as such disrespectful, maybe, no, but misrepresentative, and I feel it rubs me the wrong way that since like army fighting and military fighting is messed up, right? And it feels weird to me to insert into that sort of a context the basically 9-year-old boy's toy. Even if the people who play it are 30, but it still feels like it doesn't feel good. It is something that just I can't get over there. I just it's I'm not saying it's selling. I'm not saying it's selling army warfare to kids. That's beside the point. Any Call of Duty does that anyway. But that it's inserting the concept of, hey, let's put this young boy's toy concept into this military game thing, and it just feels wrong in many different levels, I think, and it just doesn't. Like, if I want a military conflict game, I want the stuff to sort of be representative and more or less authentic-ish. So. Uncanny Valley is part of it, yes. But also a part of it is just that the close enough to a real military aesthetic, but far enough that it seems weird and wrong. Yes, that is true. That is part of the problem. But a part of the problem is also that I feel maybe not. You weren't into Warhammer, which is totally bananas. Yeah, the problem is more along the lines of the juvenile part. It's like, it is an uncanny stuff that doesn't fit, but that's not the problem that I'm trying to, like, voice. Basically.
Company. That's the one. Okay, drop. Watch yourself. This one's some kind of...
Well, have done worse. Like, as I go into these weird tangents about just, I'm also doing some vague progress. But, yay, exploration. it's I'm trying to like find always good words that sound at least a little less you know, judgmental than they sound, you know. But it's fine. I'm sneaky. It's all good. Clip, cool. You see the games as promoting war as fun and glorious adventure, while their lore claims to be gritty and sorta anti-war-ish. That's... Wow, that's difficult to put into words. Like, I can see why that sounds like what I said, because that's kind of what I tried. Because I'm learning how to phrase everything myself. But there's some truth to that, because okay, I'm gonna see if this makes sense. Okay. Maybe in a non-thought out way, maybe my instinctive reaction is that I find it somehow very not my thing that man, I find it not. You're very close though, but there's one more level to this. It's like I find it very not my thing that it strikes me as man, it's hard to put this into words. Because it's gonna sound judgmental. It's just gonna. And I don't want it to. Ah! But basically, like, it's like maybe the people who, oh god. Hi. So cool. We made progress, but like maybe the people who play, like, it strikes me as this. Clank, you're not too far from the reality that I'm sort of like. It sounds judgmental, and I don't want to say that part out loud. Basically, is a big part of it. But also the part that it's sort of, it makes me feel that this is probably wrong, and I acknowledge it is. I'm just tapping into why I have an instinctive meh about the stuff, and I can't get over it, right? This is not a jab against the people who play it. It's trying to explore why I'm so meh about the mechs, right? When I see a person playing it, maybe it annoys me in the way that when I see a person playing a realistic, like, militaristic, trying to look mech game, right? It strikes me as a 9-year-old's approach that they need to take instead of actually doing the war conflict as what it is. And there's something about that that just rubs me instinctively the wrong way, even though, like, face to face, if you like mech games and you want to play them, play them. That's awesome. That's not my point. I'm just trying to tap into why I can't get into it at all. It's just like, meh, I don't care. Bye. It's just, does not compute at all. Does that make any sense? And I realize it sounds judgmental and just negative. That's not my point. The point I'm trying to reach the instinctive reason, even if the instinctive reason is flawed and wrong. If that makes sense. Like, in the same way how an instinctive reason of why someone doesn't dislike someone else is wrong, but the instinctive reason is still there, and I'm trying to, like, tap into the notion of why I can't get into mech games and why the concept sort of just, like, rubs me the wrong way. Does that help in, like... I think that's the best way I can put it. But again...
I have been observing you through this fascinating device in your skull. You have found the proof we needed. The dragon's tooth sword. There, inside the glass case. If you wish to be my ally, you will retrieve the sword and await my instructions.
And now, is there a mathematical like a hypocrisy there in that am I not now playing a game that involves murdering people, where some of the items seem mostly realistic, I will grant you, but like it's still I am playing a game that has killing people in it instead of me going in the world and killing people in the like I recognize that there is it's all a person having fun playing a game, getting like a experience out of it. I know. I'm just trying to tap into why it instinctively, that one thing, just like and as I finally reached some sort of a sentence about it, you can see why I feel it wraps into why I don't like the juvenile feel of Warhammer and of the mechs, because that's sort of how it's, for different reasons, but they both have they cross in the night with the notion of being juvenile. So I don't like juvenile. I'm wondering about that. Why do mechs make me feel meh, but games like Deus Ex don't? I don't know yet, and I'm super interested in trying to like explore that thought. But yeah, again, I appreciate that you appreciate my honesty, but again, I do not want to downplay, downtrod, down push, down up punch, down punch, side punch, roundhouse kick anyone who likes to play mech games. That's not the point at all. I know many people who like to play them, and we have many of the Longship people like to play them. I'm just like it's on a very basic level. It's just like it's such a nope. I'm so out. I do not even like. I'm almost offended by the notion. Like, not quite, but it's close. Because of that. I think. It's weird. I don't... 4-dimensional punch. Yes. Exactly. Cool.
Good. Now take the sword to Max Chin at the Lucky Money Club. If you can make peace among the triads, then perhaps I can help you in your difficulties.
Yay! Okay, Dragon's Tooth. Now we gotta make some choices here. Trying to think if there's any games that make me nope. Yeah, but again, like, why Deus Ex doesn't? it might be a combination of a few things. There are people that make me feel that way. Yeah, me too. But that's a different story. Probably. Okay, lamb is something I don't have room for. And again, at this point, I think I have to give up the riot prod because I no longer really have a use for it. And from these items, that's the least useful. Because non-lethal is gonna be the dart or nothing at this point, I think. And I really need non-lethal less and less at this point. Because that is a fucking cool thing. Base damage 100. Boom. Not sure about games. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, I don't know. They'll come up if they come up, you know. I know there are some people that just frustrate me to know, and I know it's not fair. We can't like everyone. It's just, that's just the reality. Like, I'm not naming names. I never would. But there are people, like one or two, that I'm kind of, like, frustrates me to some quite ends, and I just don't really, on the... I hate not liking... I have the same problem, because I actually, like, I'm an empathetic guy, right? So I take it super heavily if someone is upset with me, because I kind of feel the... You know, it doesn't feel good at all, and if possible, I'd love to be in good relations with everyone. And just not, you know, have people be upset. Because I find it stressful. Like, it drains me to see someone be, that.
Ms. Chow, we are reassigning you temporarily. Put the long-term agenda on hold until Versa Life has met its deadline. It will be months and probably years before the Red Arrow can influence Beijing, whereas, well, I'm sure you heard about my appointment. We are in position to make a grab for Washington. We can't let this one slip through our fingers. Make sure the process stays on schedule.
Cool. But yeah, I can't drop lockpicks, biocells, medkits, multi-tools. And in my opinion, the dart gun is more useful than the riot prod. The difference isn't huge, but it's there, because, you know, ranged and works underwater if I want to have ranged underwater. The pistol is less useful than anything else at this point. I wondered about that, but I'm attached to it because I've upgraded it enough. And it's like... It's the simple try to destroy stuff easily from a distance gun. I like it. I like to have it. I wonder if your relationship with Mech Warrior and Warhammer is similar. Do you mean that, like that I hate not liking them? Do you mean it like that way? Okay, so sorta. I haven't thought of it that far because, like, if I don't care about something, then I don't care about something. Like, I don't care about PUBG either, but for different reasons. It's just not interesting to me because it's basically like PvP and shooty bang bang for, like, it doesn't give anything to me. But it's more like just I don't care, therefore I don't care for, like, video games. But people is different because I actually want to like people and people to not be, you know, if people but, you know, in the age of the internet, you sort of have to grow out of that somewhat. Like, not everyone can like you and your opinions on the internet. That's just the reality of things. But Hi. She was armed. I didn't have a good corner to do the crossbows thing. Someone's wrong on the internet, exactly. What shall we do? I don't know. But surely it can all be just fixed with a very just well-worded YouTube comment, or maybe we could fix it on Twitter. Yes, that's probably how it's gonna go. Medkit, cool. Looking for stuff. The alarm is gonna go away in just a minute, it's fine. Wait, what was that? Cool. I'm learning stuff. The thing is, hi. Cool. July 18th is probably one of the codes, but you know. But yeah. I try to be in good relations with people, but I as we've, you know, actually, I think I'm gonna call it a recording pretty soon. I'll just basically check the rest of the compound here, and then we're good. I think Maggie kind of escapes when I do this thing, because I don't see her anywhere anymore. So. Cool. There's a couple of hints that the place has some hidden things, because like you go into the correct spots and you hear the you can hear like the laser traps of the stuff, so you know. Cool. Excellent. But like, right. But see what I mean? Like, the underappreciated good thing about the Dragon's Tooth sword is you see nothing, and now you see a little bit. Like, this is gonna be really useful in the air ducts. It doesn't go far, but you can see your immediate surrounding, that you can like know where the walls are and such. When you're in like air ducts, and it just saves electricity. And I do also recognize, does this sword not look like a toy to you? Yes, it does. Again, the hypocrisy of what I just said about juvenile, I know. I'm trying to understand it myself. I'm not quite sure yet, but I never said my thoughts were you know, coherent about it. What do I feel about Star Wars games? Ooh. I have never had an issue with them. I haven't played many of them, but the ones I have, like on the Super Nintendo and such, they're fine. I like them just okay. The reason why I like them is probably because a couple of different things. One, the world is not trying to like imitate the real one, not really. It's depicting it's depicting a space fantasy. It's not trying to be on Earth. It's not trying to be a real military conflict on Earth. They're so science fantasy, space fantasy that it's just... And it's pretty high concept too. And when they're coherent, which is like in the first 4, 5, 6, when they're coherent, they actually have some like, you know, themes going on in them that are trying to like say like a message with their fantasy stuff. It just happens to be science fantasy. It doesn't make an like basically if I like, you know, high fantasy, why not science fantasy as well? So that's fine. I like games and the good movies just fine. And if I don't like a Star Wars movie, it has nothing to do with like juvenility. It's just like that maybe it just doesn't have good writing going on or storytelling or something. Did I ever play this War of Mine or Frostpunk? No and no, but I do have the console version of this. I might even have the PC version of this War of Mine. And I've heard it's very moving. I have never played Frostpunk. It was on everyone's lips for a bit, and I never quite clicked enough to know what it even really is. It was the game for months, and I just like Frostpunk. What is it? And I just like I don't know. and I just wasn't didn't happen to check beyond that. I'm interested in like this door I opened. Would this help with that? I don't know. Cool. I think this is a good spot to call it a YouTube recording, because it's a good stopping point for that, because we got stuff done. So if you're on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do drop a like or a comment, or even subscribe or share if you want to. It would really help. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. And join me here on Twitch, because it's fun. Maybe. I hope. Yes.